Hello. This is the front growing space that I have with some orchids in it. Okay. This is the one, obviously faces the road. I have all my wild gardens outside here. And you'll sometimes see the hummingbirds on those hostas that are outside. So, starting from the left over here, we have the nursery or hospital cup with a little Cattleya and Phragmepedium, a seedling in there for humidity. This is a masdevallia that we just got from Equagenera just the other day on the 25th, and very little roots, so I'm hoping to doctor that one back to health. This is masdevallia caudata. This here is a seedling pot of, let me try to focus that, a seedling pot of, there we go, with Phragmepedium limianum, and there's about 20 little seedlings in here that I just did, and they look pretty good. Okay. These are what I call my test tube babies. They are all drilled. This was a popsicle maker from Walmart. It's a drilled 8-pack of hydro pellets, hydroton or leca pellets, each with a seedling that I got out of a flask that I got from Chuck Acre, which are 4 of these are Axe Trinket by Memoria de Clements, and the other 4 are Wanakee Sunset by Menzorii Wanakee. And they haven't grown too much, haven't seen much root. In the Wanakees I had added in with the pellets, I put some calcium chips in there because they say they like the more calcium based media. And on these, the Bessier, no, they like the more acidic, so I left those with the pure leca pellets. And each one holds about an inch, half an inch of water at the bottom, and I've basically been using rainwater for these. This is a drilled beer glass with a, let's see if I'm in focus, with a Phragmepedium. This is the one that I call, this is the one that I call the wedgie. It's Hartwegii or Hartwegii. Not sure on the pronunciation of that. Here's a pot of traditionally potted with Orchid, perlite, sphagnum, and activated carbon is Phragmepedium, the wedgie again, the Hartwegii. Same as this. This was the largest of the seedlings, or the second largest. This is another Chuck Acres. Try to get this to come into more light here. I don't know why it keeps getting so dark. This is Autumn Fire Coloratorium by Schlimii Isolde, and it is a drilled. It's semi-hydro. It's a drilled solo cup that I'm hiding inside of a very nice. My theme here is blue and brown color theme, and a little green, not much. This is the, of course, Lowe's purchased of the coconut orchid, Maxillaria tenuifolia. Looked real good when I bought it after I repotted it, traditionally repotted with Orchid, but I guess the roots were just not holding up and it ended up shriveling. It's okay, I think it'll come back. Looks, the leaves are great. This is a Rothschildianum seedling that I've had for about 6 months, and it is a Black Diamond by Atticus, and I'm hoping for a few nice flowers in a couple years from that. This is a semi-hydro potted Phragmepedium. It's the same, it's the wedgie, again, heart wedgie. And what I've done with these Phrags is put a little bit of sphagnum on top, just because it helps, while they're still seedlings, they're just deflast. It helps just to keep the moisture in at the root level until the roots grow long enough to reach the bottom. It'll keep that layer, what they call the moisture layer, a little bit higher in the pot. This is the masdevallia amabilis from Ecuagenera, just from that haul, the recent haul. And it is one leaf. I'm going to have to get rid of it. Looks like it's got a little bacteria on there. This is not in what it looks like it's in. It looks like it's in sphagnum. It's actually in a plastic pot in a mixture of sphagnum with some orchiata, probably fine medium grade orchiata perlite. And I keep this here for humidity, evaporative cooling, and basically aesthetics to make it look more, just prettier. These are some nice drilled glasses from Hobby Lobby. Semi-hydro Phragmepedium heart wedgie as well. And it just potted this. I planted it really low because it's so tiny, and this will help keep some humidity in, just enough. And as it grows, I might repot into a higher level as the roots elongate. And again, there's my brown and green, brown and blue theme. Here we have Joanna Burkhart, a multifloral seedling, with the Rothschildianum hybrid. I don't think that cross has a name yet. That's Hertzii, Frag Hertzii, that I just got from Ecuagenera just a couple of days ago. And it's traditionally potted with a combination of seedling grade, a medium orchiata, perlite, activated carbon, and a little top dressing with the sphagnum to keep it. And what you're facing here is a east-facing window. They get the morning sun right over the, if you could focus, right over the hill comes the morning sun. And these ones on my right side here will get more sun, and less sun are the ones that are over here, and that's why I give the more ill orchids, or the smaller seedling orchids, to the further spot in the windowsill. Okay, so the Hertzii that I got, majority of the plant was in here. When I was washing those roots off, one just fell off. It doesn't look like it was ever connected. I think there was just a seedling stuffed together, and it was never actually connected to the main. And these were connected by a rhizome, this set of growths. But that, I believe, was just its own seedling growing alongside. So it's kind of like another free plant. And I really love how this one came out. And it's a drilled vase. I pick these vases up. I go to Salvation Army or whatever, and I just drilled it. I used the diamond bit just like with the glass, and I simply drilled that. And I like to keep them elevated on other pots to kind of help some get more sun and some to get less sun, as the way that they're elevated on here. It kind of looks a little nicer too than having them all on one plane. Can set them up like a stage, high to low. And then the last few over here are this is Piercii, or Piercii, something like that, in a party glass. This is solid glass and drilled glass, and it is one plant. And this is a normal, I feel like this is a normal occurrence to have the brown on the older leaves, the older first growth. As the new leaves grow, this is kind of normal. I don't think this is because of any problems with the shipping. The rest of them look fine. There's just some on the older with the brown. Okay, and again, this is semi-hydro, top dressed with sphagnum, the New Zealand sphagnum moss. This was a project here, this Cattleya. This was a Poneria This is Ponderi Lisa Taylor, which is a Cattleya, I believe, hybrid. Lisa Taylor, and I have a notation on here, is treated black rot on the end of June. Semi-hydro repot was done at the beginning of July with 6. I keep track of the number of leaves so that when I can go back in a few months, I'll know how, if it's grown. And so far, it's really promising looking. I don't see any of the black rot. It had new growths that were a couple of inches long. They turned black. They went all the way back down. The rhizome was almost hit with it, but I've really been soaking it with the Phrags 20, the Kelp Max, and the Inocicor from First Raise Orchids. And it's the semi-hydro that I have this in isn't your normal semi-hydro, it's just a pot that I keep it in with water, but I think it's working. It's getting the humid air coming up toward the roots. I see the roots really growing. So it's got all those new roots, and it's got 2 on this side, 2 new growths, and then another 2 new growths on the other side. So it's really, really taking off now. 6 leaves and maybe flowers next year. So I think that one's gotten all better, and I put this back in its fullest sunny spot. And that's it of my rural, what I live near. I live in the middle of the cornfields in upstate New York. Okay. And I will do my other grow spaces in the next couple of days. Okay, bye.